12 Mighty Orphans tells the true story of a devoted high school football coach who leads a team of orphans to the state championship during the Great Depression. We're here tonight at the ISIS Theater in Fort Worth to speak with the stars about the film.
Today we're going up against a team that's won 2 state championships.
Luke Wilson stars as Rusty Russell, a teacher and coach who inspired a group of orphans to believe in themselves when no one else would.
Directly behind AP for the snap.
What position does that make me, Coach?
We'll call you the quarterback.
Because of their care and support, these kids went on to be doctors, teachers, really make something out of their lives. Who's someone in your life that impacted where you are today?
Story.
Oh,
Great question, yeah.
That's a great question. I think, wow, it's a good question. I mean, there's numerous coaches, there's numerous teachers. I guess I could think of a high school theater teacher who really kind of pushed me to chase my dream. Abigail Crabtree. I think she had a big influence on me, and not being afraid to put yourself out there.
I would say my dad, who was actually a football coach at SMU here across the street, but also one of the producers of 12 Mighty Orphans. But he always taught us not to be afraid to win, which is, I think, a big sort of motto of Rusty Russell.
I was lucky in that I had 2 really great parents that were very supportive and loving, but besides them, I had some really great teachers, back in my high school in Dallas. I had a great coach, Jerry Reese, who was my football and track coach. And yeah, there are things that I accomplished back then that I'm still proud of today. And I feel lucky that I've had people like that in my life. And that's one great thing about the movie is, like you were saying, so many of these kids that Rusty Russell coached, they went on to do really accomplished things, but they also went on to do great things, just like start their own family and be able to get jobs. And so he really had a lasting impact.
I had a teacher in high school who was a speech teacher who got me to, he could tell I was funny and got me to write things, and then got me to audition for a local theater, and kind of started the process of me having faith in myself. And I think that's what Rusty and Juanita do, is they put faith in these kids. And it's amazing how people can grow and develop if you just water them,
I practice Buddhism, and my Buddhist mentor, Daisaku Ikeda, has helped me to really, truly understand life at its core, and overcoming adversity, which is the theme of this movie, is what he's taught me throughout life, and I'm forever grateful. And then also I have my mentor in film, who is Stanley Kubrick, and he told me to continue acting when I had thought I wouldn't do it anymore. Thought I would try to do something else, and away I went after he encouraged me to do so. It was a pivotal moment in my life.
This is an inspiring film for anybody who's ever felt abandoned or alone. I'm wondering, is there another movie that kind of touched you in the same way that I think this movie is going to impact other people?
Yeah, the first one that comes to mind is actually your favorite film, and one of mine is Lion. I don't know if you know that film with Dev Patel.
Right?
She watched it on the plane and cried her eyes out. But that's that same story of, and once again, another true story. So that's something that spoke to me.
Well, my mother was very sick when I was growing up, and I loved the movie Wizard of Oz. I was obsessed with it because it was all about going home and trying to find home. And, my home life was very in upheaval at the time. And so I was obsessed with finding somewhere over the rainbow, finding, hope somewhere else. But when you realize hope is really, and home is really where the heart is, and within yourself. That's ultimately what I came to realize after watching it a jillion times. I mean, there's a reason why it's this iconic movie. So that was the movie that helped me growing up. Yeah.
I don't blame you. I watched it on repeat as well. So I loved it.
Susan.
Yes, yeah.
We gotta talk later.
Yeah.
I've always loved Iron Giant. Has always been like my go-to film, and his whole idea of becoming something he's not through Hogarth and all that, and it's super kiddish. I love that movie to death.
It's more like watching something like Heat or, Unforgiven, just to kind of escape whatever happens to be troubling you.
Yeah.
But there are certainly those inspirational movies, too.
And I gotta ask, besides the Mighty Mites, who's your favorite football team?
Oh, well, I grew up in the South. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, and I spent many years rooting for the Falcons, and my heart was broken many times. So now I go with the winners. It was a Tampa kind of thing this past year, and I look in on the Falcons. But you know what? I mean, there's so many Texas teams. I can pick any number of teams here that would be fine.
Yeah, I wish you could say the Cowboys. Unfortunately, that's.
Do you want me to say the Cowboys?
Oh no!
I will. They're America's team, and I am an American.
Sure are.
I basically only learned it through my high school boyfriend who was the quarterback. So basically the only people I know are the Dallas Cowboys. That's it. Isn't that funny? So that was what I loved growing up because he loved them. So there you go.
That's a good answer here. Why do you think Texas or football means so much to Texans?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a part of the fabric of the state. Just for me growing up in Dallas, the Cowboys and Tom Landry and Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman, they were a big part of your life. Even if you didn't follow football, you heard about them a lot. And I don't know, it's just a part of the state.
Yeah.
I hear there are other states that are into it, but that never seems as much as Texas.
It's not portrayed as often.
Right, yeah, you never hear about Florida. There are no Florida football movies.
No.
And you'll feel the same way
12 Mighty Orphans
if you can believe in yourself,
is a touching and uplifting story
believe in each other.
the whole family can enjoy. For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
1, 2, 3,